Hey everyone, how y'all doing today? And welcome back to another video. 1 second, I forgot one of my hats. I'll take the BK hat. How about that? I could have actually just started over and not even put that in the video, but it's okay. Either way, welcome to another video. We have a new Great League team, and I actually did really well with this team. So huge shout out to a member of the community who comes into my chats. I think his name is Buttercups, if I want to say. I think that was his in-game name, or not his in-game name, but his Twitch name. He suggested the team, and it actually did really well for me, so thank you so much for suggesting this team. Shadow Quagsire, Dunsparce, and Shadow Jumpluff. He may have been using like the regular Jumpluff, I don't remember, but I like the Shadow version of it. You could run the regular one. If you do, I'd go with the Acrobatics. I feel like you have the bulk where you could just make it to the moves, to Acrobatics. I mean, you can with the Shadow one as well, but you're doing more damage with the Aerial Ace, just my opinion. As for a Quagsire, ever since we had the Mudshot rework, it's never been my favorite. Mudshot hasn't been my favorite move. Like, for example, Swamp at Wishcash. I used to love Wishcash, right? But, of course, like, the rework, the extra, I mean, it does do extra damage, but it takes longer to get to. Really affects it. But Shadow Quagsire still shines. And this team did really well. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of these battles. As you can see, currently ranked 17. We got the Shadow Quagsire to the Clodsire, so this is a beautiful matchup for me. I obviously stay in. They switch into Arianos. Okay, so I am throwing the Aqua Tail. In hindsight, and I even said this during the stream, I should have pivoted out, I think, immediately into the Dunsparce. But my reasoning behind it was, okay, I can go ahead and go for the Aqua Tail and roll out down, which is what I end up doing. If I switched out immediately, I could have thrown a Rock Slide, taken this attack through a Rock Slide. I guess both moves are okay. I mean, I do get, actually I don't get debuffed because they go in for Trailblaze there, so, my concern was being debuffed from lunge, like a couple lunges, which I expected him to do, but he didn't do that, so I'm actually okay with the way it worked out. Clodsire coming in, and Clodsire does not appreciate, these, drill runs. It could take two of them, but, we already have two. And if we get to a third one, it does KO. I gotta get my coffee, hold on. Thank you for the feedback, by the way, all of you, on the videos. I'm glad you've been enjoying them. I actually make it to another one. I guess he's going for a farm down. Do we see a shield here? I don't remember. So let's see if my opponent decides to shield. If not, he gets KO'd. But no, he does actually commit the shield, and he is going to go ahead and poison Sting down. Okay. So Quagsire. The dangerous part about this is now he has a lot of energy, so I'm kind of going to respect the Earthquake here. Earthquake, I could take it, but it still does a lot. Ooh, we have a Morpeko. Okay. So Quagsire does do well against Morpeko here, but I also know Jumpluff can live in Aura Wheel. Well, I want to say comfortably, but and it does live it comfortably. But this is a Jumpluff. Even though it's Shadow, it's super bulky, and that still does a lot of damage. But I do get off this Energy Ball, which will pick up the shield. I didn't want to bait there in case he called it. Aerial Ace would not have been enough. We do see a shield there, and at this point I see my win condition with the Shadow Quagsire, so I'm going to let the Aura Wheel go. Would Psychic Fangs have been enough there for him? I don't know. I feel like it would have been, but either way, that's fine. We can go ahead and go for this attack right now. That will be enough to finish it off, and now we know we have a shield, and even if we didn't, we live in Earthquake anyway. Good game to my opponent. Well played. Moving on, Shadow Quagsire into Jumpluff. Bad lead for me. We gotta leave. I actually accidentally click a move before getting out, which is fine. It's whatever. But I'm going to go ahead and go for the drill run with my Dunsparce right now. And totally fine. If I land another one, the problem is, even if I land another one, it doesn't KO. But the big problem is I can't roll out down because rollout is resisted, right? So it's like it would be very difficult to win switch, which is why I decided not to shield. But I would like to get shield advantage if I can. So will I possibly be able to make it to another one? I mean, if he doesn't throw the body slam, if he goes for the farm down, I will, I think. And he does throw the body slam. So that was a really good play by my opponent. Really well done. Yeah, I mean, that was the correct play, in my opinion, because then he would have had to give up a shield if he wanted switch, and he definitely wants switch because he wants Jumpluff on this Quagsire. I am going to go for the farm down. I could shield this. I decided not to because I know the Jumpluff is just going to come in, but it is just a body slam, which is fine. So we could take that. Jumpluff is not coming in. Okay. I don't know. Well, he knows I have Stone Edge. Well, he doesn't know. He probably assumes I have Stone Edge. Yeah, Yeah, but I remember thinking that was a little bit interesting. Like, why not bring in the jump left? Even though I have Stone Edge, you could either shield it or you could take one. Unless if unless if he predicted that I had a jump left in the back and he didn't want the primate bond. I don't really know. But or some sort of flying type. Maybe it was a bold prediction. I'm not really sure. To be honest, I shield this because I have seen Ice Punch this season, and it actually is Ice Punch, so that's a good shield by me. Ice Punch, I guess we've seen because of the buff, right? We had the buff this season to all the punches and fangs, so you do have to watch out for that. I still like close combat, I think, but look how much farm we got. We got so much farm. All that farm is actually going to allow me to win this game. We do get a shield, and I do need 2 more, and he needs 2 more as well, but I also have a shield. So I can go ahead and shield with my jump bluff right now. I could take it, I could shield. I'm going to go ahead and shield. I think I shielded this just in case he had acrobatics. So at least we know if he has acrobatics. I don't think I saw aerial ace up until that point. Did I? I don't know. But either way, now we know he doesn't have acrobatics because you're not going to run acrobatics plus aerial ace, although that would be a spicy moveset. And I just need to make it to my aerial ace, and that looked like a CMP. And I have a shadow. I have 4 attack on mine. His is not shadow. He might have a better one. And we actually win that despite the very difficult game. I feel like my opponent did misplay, but we all misplay. So it's not a big deal. And it's also early in the season. So good game to my opponent and good luck to you this season. We have another great lead. Love to see it. Okay. I didn't even remember that battle being in here, but I guess maybe they were ABA weak to Quagsire and they didn't want to play it out. I have no idea, but good game. Talonflame. Okay, so this is an interesting matchup because here's the thing. You have 2 super effective attacks, and they know that, unless if you're running Mud Bomb, which I'm not, but I have seen Mud Bomb. But I throw the Aqua Tail. The Talonflame is going to call it here. Stone Edge does KO. It's always a double-edged sword whether or not you throw the Stone Edge, right? Because if you throw the Stone Edge at the shield, that's going to be unfortunate for you. But it might have been better. It might be better to throw the Stone Edge because I have noticed Talonflames calling the Aqua Tail, knowing that they could live the Aqua Tail, expecting you to throw the Aqua Tail because Aqua Tail is super effective anyway. So you know what I'm saying? You could go either way. In this case, because my opponent threw Brave Bird, I was actually able to get the Mudshot down. So I'm actually happy with the way it played out. But I expected them to throw a Fly, so I was not expecting to get the Mudshot down. But it ended up working out for me in this case. But like, if you want to throw the Stone Edge, I don't blame you for doing it. It just really depends. I don't know if I'm going to next time or not, but it is safer to throw Aqua Tail, I admit that. But either way, let's continue to move on. Rage Fist is going to KO. We just fummed out. No, they actually switched to Stunfist. Great matchup for me, and my opponent will concede. I've actually battled a decent amount of Stunfist this season. I like it. I like Elmo. Okay, so I'm battling Elmo is innocent. He came into the chat afterwards to say GG's. Yeah, always a pleasure to battle you. I think I've battled you before. I've definitely recognized the name as we paired up. Okay, so we have a Gastrodon here. I actually threw in bad timing here. That was my bad. It was my bad. So, it happens. It happens. So I'm going to go ahead and throw another Aqua Tail. And if I didn't throw in bad timing, maybe he would have gotten this off. I'm going to go ahead and commit a shield. Body Slam, we live. Unfortunately, it is a Body Slam. But we do KO. We could have taken that Body Slam, but, you know, if it was another move, like if it was the other move, Earth Power, or Water Pulse, it would have KO'd us. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Stone Edge. That actually lands, which I'm shocked about. Talonflame coming in. I see that, and I immediately pivot into my Dunsparce. Great matchup for the Dunsparce, right? Oh, yeah, this is where I make a mistake. Yeah. So I should have thrown, I think, to get a shield, or I should have not let this go. I don't know why I let this go. I don't know why I let that go. Because now my Jump Bluff is going to... He's debuffed, but my Jump Bluff is going to have to battle this. I could have... He would have... You know, if I put in the Quagsire, we would have gotten a couple more shots through, but he would have been able to farm us down with one Incinerate. So we do see a shield there. Attempting to catch, not successful. I'm going to go ahead and throw this right now. And that will KO, of course. I wasn't expecting the shield there. Trying to catch, but I actually do make the Aqua Tail, which I wasn't expecting. So maybe if I put in the Quagsire initially against the Talonflame, I could have made this Aqua Tail and probably gotten the shield. And look how low, he's literally at 1 HP. So that one fairy win. Or, well, I thought he was at 1 HP, but he actually lives at Fairy Wind because Talonflame resists Fairy Wind, and he does have another attack. So he played really well this game. I did not. That's on me, and that was a great plays by him. So, congratulations on the win. I mean, you deserve the win, no doubt about it. Good luck to you this season as well. Hopefully we run into each other and I can have some revenge there, right? Okay, great lead for me. Love to see it. And he's actually staying in. That's interesting. That's interesting. Now, I do live in Orwell because I do resist it. I'm a water and ground type, so I do take it. I could have shielded this, even though I know I live it. And the reason I could have shielded it is because I figured he was maybe ABA weak to Quagsire, because why else would you stay in? That was my thought process, at least. He does get off a Hydro Cannon. But I decided not to shield against the Morpeko, which is fine. I'm going to shield this instead, because if the Morpeko comes in against Dunsparce, which I don't expect it to, it's going to have to shield, but it actually does. So what is in the back? I'm wondering what was in the back, or what is in the back. So I go for the drill run here. We do get a shield because that would KO. Now keep in mind, I do live in Ore Wheel. It will do a lot. It will get me low, but I do live it. So I'm going to go ahead and let it go. Kind of saving the shield at this point for Jump Bluff. And I think I paused for a second there. It might not look like it because I kind of sped these battles up a little bit. Just to make sure he doesn't catch or anything. And oh my gosh, it's a Talonflame. I need to get to this Rock Slide. Now I know he has a shield, but this is going to force the shield. So Jumpluff does not want to see that. So I was correct that he was ABA weak to Quagsire because Talonflame was in the back, right? I'm keeping track of energy. I know he's one away from another one. I don't need a Stone Edge at this point. At this point, Aqua Tail is enough. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the Aqua Tail. And this will KO the Talonflame. And we're going to be able to win without even bringing in the Jumpluff. But Jumpluff did not want to see Talonflame. Yeah, I think I battled a decent amount of Talonflame this night. Alright, good game to my opponent. Let's move on. Shadow Quagsire into Electivire. Great lead for me. The Mudshots are really... And this is... So, when Mudshot is super effective, you really notice the damage. The damage buff, right? Anyway, I think he got an air slash through. I think I threw in bad timing here again. Whatever. You know, sometimes it happens. Sometimes I'm talking to chat. You know, and I'm not really paying too much attention to the battles. You know, whatever. It happens. You know, it doesn't really matter. But either way, I bring in the Dunsparce. I did get a shield, which I do like. So I'm glad I got that shield there. I don't know if I was expecting a shield, but we got one, so we'll take it. I could have also, instead of staying in to throw the Stone Edge, I could have maybe pivoted out into Dunsparce immediately, and that was what I was thinking of at the time. But then after I got the shield, I was like, okay, at least we got the shield there, so I'm fine with that. So Cantonian Malwack comes out, so I'm going to go ahead and throw the Druin. Man, that Shadow needs to come back. I really need that one. Okay, so I'm going to come into Jumpluff. Not really super dominating, though, because of Rock Slide, but at least we know Jumpluff can take a Rock Slide. Jumpluff is bulky. It can actually take another one. Not well, but it could. Do I take one or do I shield it? Let's see. I let it go because I knew I lived it. Again, I don't live it well. That Mudslap probably would KO me if they shielded this, but I don't think they shield this. Really stingy with my shields today, right? But I do KO that, and Electivire is coming in, totally fine. Now, even though I resist Wild Charge, at this range, it might actually KO me. The Mandibuzz is coming in. I don't know if they tried to catch. I feel like they did try and catch, but at this point, I could just throw the Stone Edge right now, which is exactly what I'm going to do. You better believe it. So he does shield, and I actually make a catch onto my Dunsparce. So that is huge for me, because this means I don't have to shield this Mandibuzz, and I can save both shields for Electivire, because Electivire and Ice Punch is KOing me a Wild Charge. They're not going to throw a Wild Charge now, but like an Ice Punch is KOing my Quagsire. So I have 2 shields. They're not making 3 Ice Punches. And they're certainly not Thunder Shocking me down, even though Thunder Shock did receive a buff this season. Electivire actually got a double buff, because Thunder Shock and Ice Punch, it's still super glassy, but I've seen it a couple times. I might actually use it the next time Great League is around. It might be a lot of fun there. But good game to my opponent. Very well played. Moving on, Shadow Quagsire into Gastrodon. Okay. Gastrodon. If you want to submit content, we have the Fantasy Cup and Ultra League coming up, so I'm going to take a look. If you want to submit content for those. If you submitted for Great League, I might look when the leagues come back. We'll see. This matchup's okay. They do get off an attack. I was counting. It could be an Earth Power. Unfortunately, it's a body slam bait, which is a good bait. I don't know. In this situation, you could call it if you want. We actually get a shield back, which is fine. Do I let this one go? I do let this one go. It is a body slam. And, okay, so they could shield this if they want to give it the final shield and take switch. We'll see what my opponent decides to do. They let it go. So we get switch, and we have even shields. And Sand Slash comes in. So I am so grateful that they did not fight for switch. Because Jump Fluff wants no part of Alolan Sand Slash. You know, I have noticed in the past that I have built teams really ABA weak to Sand Slash. That's not the case with this team. Of course, this team is not my team, but I'm talking about like my Zygarde team for the Ultra League, and you better believe you will see a video of that. But probably only one video each rotation. I don't want to like bore you with multiple videos of the same team, but I'll definitely be starting off with it. Okay, for Alligator, ooh. So I bring in Jump Fluff. He is gonna outpace me, and because he had a head start, and he would win CMP anyway, as long as he has Ice Beam, and I'm assuming he does, which he does. So we're essentially sacrificing that, but guess what? I do have 2 drill runs right now, and I have to make sure that he's not going to be able to get to another one. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw. I think I could have thrown one more rollout before he got to another one, but I just decided to throw. And the slash is coming in. I was keeping track of energy, and I do make it. I knew I would make it, so that's why I was safe to throw into the Gator. And I'm going to be able to throw into the Alolan Sand Slash and take that win. And that is going to be a great game, very well played to my opponent. This team worked out fantastic for me. Fantastic for me. Alright, moving on. Shadow Quagsire into Ariados. Okay, so you might think this is a good matchup, but it actually is not. Because of Trailblaze, right? And we are going to pace at the same time. Just because, I mean, ever since the Mudshot nerf, right? It takes a little bit longer to get to. So... but I am grateful at least that he threw that Trailblaze, because at least I'm not debuffed now. So at least he threw that. He's trying to sneak one through. I do get off another one here, which is good. And this is going to get the final shield. Yes, it is. So Trailblaze is obviously going to knock me out. I think I try and call this one, hoping that he would, but no, he actually just throws that. And that's fine. We can go ahead and bring in the Dunsparce, and Dunsparce will get off an attack. This is actually not fine. Why am I saying it's fine? Because he did a lot. He debuffed my Dunsparce. He did a lot to me. I think I should have shielded that Quagsire. I think I would have made it, right? I was definitely keeping track of energy, and I think I would have made it. But either way, Diggersby is coming out. Diggersby is definitely a thorn in my side sometimes, because it's very difficult, but not in this case. Both Pokemon weak to grass in the back, so Jump Fluff going to do really well, but I do have to play this well, because we have to throw the Energy Ball. Another Energy Ball will be enough to KO, but you have to keep in mind, one Energy Ball does not KO the Diggersby, because both of these Pokemon, the Azumarill and the Diggersby, is super tanky. So I'm going to go ahead and shield that. I mean, I have to shield that Ice Beam. And I can overfarm to make sure I throw it. That was bad timing, but it also doesn't matter. This is going to knock out anyway, and I knew that. So I'm going to go ahead and knock out the Azumarill. And as I said, one Energy Ball is not going to be enough to KO. But I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I think I live a Fire Punch at this range. But I'm actually going for a catch. Unfortunately, I don't get the catch. But he's still going to have to throw a Scorching Sands at my Dunsparce, because even with the Fire Punch buff, it still wouldn't KO. So he does have to throw there. And I do make the Energy Ball at the same time. So I am going to be able to win this matchup. I don't know. I don't know. After those quick attacks, I don't think I would have lived the Fire Punch. So definitely a tough one. But we're able to take it. Good game to my opponent. Wigglytuff. Wiggly! Or is it Jiggly? The anime, Jigglypuff. But, okay, so Wigglytuff, obviously you've seen my videos before, you know I love Wigglytuff, Drifloon, Gastrodon. I just do so well with that team. But we do pick up a shield, okay, down with that. I know this is a Swift, we live this, so I actually don't want to shield it. So I'm like, if they Swift, maybe I could make it? No, I can't make it to Stone Edge. I don't know why I thought maybe I could, but no, I cannot. I need my coffee, man. I really do. The double shield. Wow. I was not expecting that because they do comfortably take it. But I do bring in my jump bluff. And I do get off the energy bolt. I was hoping this KO. They actually do live this. I didn't think it was going to KO, and I was right. I think I one shield farm down. Is that what I do? Because if it's like, I'm not saying it's Drifloon Gastrodon, but if it is, or if it's like the double mud slap, if it's the double mud slap teams, Jump Bluff does really well, like with Mawak and then Gastrodon. But Drifloon comes in. So once I saw the Drifloon, I'm thinking, no, it might be the team I use, and it is the team I use. That's what I get for making like 100 videos of the team. I'm just kidding. I don't know if they got it from me or not. I mean, you never know. But either way, I actually kind of got the team. So I got the team from, it was the Wigglytuff double mud slap team, and I just removed the Mawak because I didn't have it for Drifloon. That's how I got the team. So it's kind of like a borrowed team in a way, but it's also like I switched it up a little bit. Either way, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to go ahead and throw the drill run. One more drill run KOs. I want to get it off because you have to keep in mind, we do double resist Astonish. So they're not going to be able to Astonish me down. And this is a non-shadow, so we do live in Icy Wind. Unfortunately, we get to the moves at the same time at this point. But as I said, we do live it. And now I'm feeling pretty comfortable. Because I will, my jump bluff will faint to an Icy Wind. But I can go ahead and throw this right now. And I could switch out, throw the Aerial Ace. I just need to get to one more Aerial Ace to KO, and that will be a good game to my opponent. So Aerial Ace, yeah, doesn't KO. But honestly, even if they got to the Icy Wind and KO'd my jump bluff, one rollout would do it, right? So, good game. So, yeah, I mean, pretty tough. They double shielded the Wigglytuff. I do like shielding the Wigglytuff in the beginning to win switch, but usually only shielding once. Okay, it looks like that was the last battle. Thank you everyone so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. My Ultra League top video guide will be out tomorrow. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.